Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I'm the Perfect One, AJ. That's the money train, the man with the number, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond, all hail the king of the links, Noah Engelbretson. And this is our first bracketology breakdown, Noah. March is literally around the corner. Like literally right around the corner. Tournaments on the way. The conference tournaments are on their way, Noah. We are in such an exciting time for college basketball. I mean, it's really kicking into high gear right now, bro. I'm stoked for it. And honestly, the field we're looking at right now, this could be a fucking tournament. I mean, obviously, we'll see a lot of movement coming up in the next couple weeks and everything. But if the tournament was to happen today, I love U of A to win the whole thing. And let me tell you, Noah, next week when I look at it again, I'm still going to like U of A to win the whole thing. And then the week after that, Noah,
As
I'm
you
going to like the
should.
U of A to win the whole thing. I just want to get that out of the way. It is a little bit of bias, but hey, bear down,
Hey.
go Cats. We're damn good.
I mean, after getting kicked in the teeth by Oregon, playing on that ugly-ass fucking
Ugly court, Jesus.
since then, the last 3 weekends, I think we've looked like the best team in college basketball.
Oh,
And
no doubt.
I know that's only 3 weekends. We got to continue that, but like, yeah, after getting kicked in the teeth, like I said, by Oregon, we've looked really damn good.
Hey, and I think
Defense is shored up, and exciting team to watch as always.
No, absolutely. And they're going to continue to be a great team to watch. I'm going to try to get down there to see them kick the shit out of the Scum Devils later this month, but we'll keep you posted on that. Noah, if the tournament was going to happen today, I love a lot of these one seeds being one and dones. I love it. And I think the AP or whoever makes these rankings and does the seeding, they need to take these next couple of weeks and get it figured out. Because I'm looking at these ones right now, and I'm not seeing the strongest ones I think that we could have. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah. I mean, obviously, like most of the teams in the 1 seed line have earned their right to be there. They're good teams, but yeah, I think there's a lot of parity that happens once the tournament starts. Gotta watch out. There's definitely some teams that don't always perform.
No, definitely. And I mean, especially when we're talking about like number one in the East right now, if the tournament was to start today, you got Kansas there, you got Houston over in the West, you got Alabama and Purdue over in the South and the Midwest respectively. Kansas has not looked I understand they're not going to look like they did last year when they went on that run to win the whole thing, but I thought they would have at least still been able to be a little bit more dominant, and I haven't been able to see a lot of those dominant victories. Yes, there are some still there, but, I mean, K-State getting that win over them in the field house, yeah, they got the win back, but at what point? This KU team really, I just feel, won't be able to get it done when we get into the big one. I mean, early exit, easy for this squad.
I don't know. We'll see, AJ. I don't fully agree with you there. I think, all these Big 12 teams are going to be sharp as iron. I mean, this is the toughest conference in college basketball. Probably the toughest conference that I have seen in the last decade or two. Like, the Big 12 is fucking legit this year. They're competitive. They're good through and through. You look at having like 7-8 teams out of the 10 in the rankings at pretty much most points this year. Like, this is a tough conference that is beating up on each other, not in the way that the last couple of years everyone's like, oh, the Big Ten's so good, they just beat up on each other, that's why they have these losses. How's that worked out for them in the tournament? And obviously I've had great brackets the last couple of years, specifically for, outing Big Ten teams early. And I don't think it's the same case. I think like this year, and especially because it's not being talked about, like the last couple of years, everyone, like all these analysts are like, oh, well, the Big Ten, they're so good, they just beat up on each other. Not really getting that speak as much towards the Big 12 this year. And I think they're just good through and through.
Hey, I'm with you there on the Big 12. The Big 12, I'll give you that, Noah. The Big 12, I guess the losses do mean a little bit more there, and I'm not looking at it that way because I'm so used to some of these teams just being bad. And so I do equate it to that, I guess. It's past bias, I guess.
Let's not forget, too, that the Big 12 has won the last 2 national championships, and they've had a team in the national championship the last 3 years. And not just a team, they've had 3 different teams in the national championship the last 3 years. So this is a good conference. Let's not sleep on the Big 12.
All right. I'm done sleeping. No, I'll wake up to them. I'll wake up. I'll wake up to my alarm clock, and it'll be Big J just screaming in my ear. Rock chalk. Let's go. Let's move on to the 2 seeds. No, 2 seeds is where we find our Arizona Wildcats. We also got Tennessee there at 2, Texas, and it looks like UCLA as well. Why are we at 2? Because of Indiana? No, we beat Indiana. Because of Oregon?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I know we lost to Washington State, Oregon, and why am I blanking? Washington State, Oregon, and who else did we lose to?
What the hell was that?
Another Pac-12 team. Why am I? Oh, Utah.
Utah.
That's what it was. But Oregon's sitting at 51 in KenPom. Utah at 54. Washington State at 62. So the Washington State loss was bad at home for us, but at Oregon, at Utah, those aren't like shameful losses.
No.
Upset that we lost 3. Our defense wasn't up to par, but we are now after getting kicked in the teeth by Oregon. We're, since that game, Arizona's number 1 in defensive efficiency, and we got the offense to match it. So I think over the past 3-4 weeks, we're playing like the best team in college basketball. So
I'm with you there.
Watch out for the Wildcats. UCLA, they're always going to be decent, but we'll see. Tennessee, damn good team, probably the best defensive team in the country. Ooh. But it only goes so you can be the best defensive team in the country, but when you beat Auburn 44-41, it makes me a little nervous come tournament time. Like, is your offense putting up 44? Like, yeah, you won, but
at what cost at that point?
Makes me a little nervous. Texas, I think, is a bit overrated still. I think they should be on the 3 or 4 line, not the 2 line, but that's just me. Again, I do think the Big 12 is a very strong conference, so
and we'll see.
I don't think any of these teams are grossly over or underrated on this 2 line. I think Tennessee and UCLA probably deserve to be a 2. We probably deserve to be a 1, and Texas maybe a 3 or a 4, but not super far off with any of the teams.
No, not yet at all. Let's go on to those 3s that we're talking about, Noah. We got Gonzaga sitting there, Virginia as well, Marquette, and Kansas State. Kansas State Wildcats, they've been a solid team for the last couple of years, and they're really coming into their own this year, Noah. I like them at the 3 spot here, and I think they're going to be a good competition for whoever that 11 seed is. Marquette, a little shocking to see them up this high, but shout out, they've been playing unbelievable basketball. And Virginia they're solid. I'll admit it. Virginia is a solid basketball squad in my opinion. Gonzaga, I'll just take Gonzaga up there so I can get them at a good number. The opposing team a good number to cover in the second round at least.
Yeah, after this weekend, Virginia and Gonzaga probably going to both fall off the 3 line.
Yeah.
Can we get some respect on St. Mary's name?
I think we need another week. I watched that game, Noah, and I'm with you. I'm ready to start putting some respect on their name, but I need another good week out of them.
Oh, man. I don't know. Lenardi's got him at a 6 seed right now. A 6 seed. And let's just run through the last, decade or two where Gonzaga just plows through this conference undefeated and then gets a 1 seed or a 2 seed, no questions asked. Why do we have St. Mary's as a 6 seed? They beat Gonzaga. Game went to overtime. Close game, good game. But they're undefeated in conference play, and yet we're not giving them the same love. Gonzaga gets more love than St. Mary's does right now. Come on. Let's move them up to at least a 3 or a 4 seed right now because they deserve it. St. Mary's, God, you look at whether it's KenPom, whether it's any net, any of the other big ranking things, St. Mary's is top 10 in all of those. Why are they not ranked in the top 10? They were ranked 18 coming into this. Gonzaga ranked 12. St. Mary's is a top 10 team in the country. they should be at least on the 3 line.
No, I agree with you. They are a great team. I think it's going to take a minute for the numbers people, for the people who do the rankings that get public and that are used for the tournament and everything. I think it's going to take them another week or so, get another couple victories under your belt, and then we can start talking about the respect that they deserve going in against Gonzaga. I mean, I'm with you, Noah. I think the St. Mary's team is going to go on a nice little run here going into March, and Gonzaga obviously is missing a beat or missing something. So give them another week, Noah. Give them a week and they'll get the respect.
And speaking of Gonzaga, I don't even think they deserve to be ranked in the top 25 right now.
No. You have 2 conference losses and you're 19 for 5 overall. No shot. Thanks for coming. Get the fuck out.
They're literally, the school name is what's keeping them in the rankings at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They should. And 12 this week, they lose number 18 ranked St. Mary's in overtime. They're probably only going to fall to 18 or 19, but like, this Gonzaga team doesn't even deserve to be in the top 25. They're not good. It's Drew Timme and whatever the fuck else they throw out there on the court. Like, they're going to be a big pick of mine to lose in the first or second week.
Oh yeah. Oh, even if they get there,
this team is not touching the Sweet 16.
No, they're not. Thanks for coming, Gonzaga. Have a good day. Get the fuck out. Let's move on to them 4s, Noah. 4, you got TCU, you got Baylor, Iowa State, and Xavier.
Sounds like a lot of Big 12 age.
Yeah, that's a shit ton of Big 12 there. I mean, and I think they're properly placed in there, as we've talked about. It's a division that's going to continue to beat the shit out of each other, and we'll see that continue to happen. And I think we're going to see a lot of these schools at the 4, 5, 6 seed.
Yeah, I mean, Baylor's one to keep an eye on. Same thing with Iowa State. Iowa State, after beating Kansas, pretty handily. I'm sure they'll move up to at least the 3 line. But like, Baylor's been playing really good basketball lately. Iowa State's been playing really good basketball lately. These are 2 teams I could see like really up in their stock to a 3 or even a 2 seed by the time we get to tournament time.
Oh, absolutely.
Xavier's been playing really well for the most part. They've had a couple let-up games. So I like Xavier and TCU at this 4 line. I think Baylor and Iowa State honestly work their way up higher by the time we're getting our official brackets out there.
Okay. I'm interested. I would love to see Baylor especially. They've had so many seasons where it looks like they're going to just walk away with everything, and then so one thing leads to another, and they're an early exit, or they make it to the Sweet 16 or something.
Well, they did win the national championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that was 2 years ago. No, that was a long time ago. They were expected to be just as good last year, and then they fall off a little bit. And now we're back.
A little upset to North Carolina, who did end up making the Final Four. So
beat Duke. They beat Duke in the Final Four, right? That was that game.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, and then they got off to that like 20-point lead almost against Kansas and blew it. Largest blown lead in the national championship.
Blew it.
But, whatever.
Anyway.
Neither here nor there.
No. Moving on to the 5s, Noah. We have got Rutgers, Indiana, UConn, and Illinois fighting Illinois, making it there.
Illinois.
Illinois, Noah. It's sound it out. Come on. UConn,
Big Ten coming out to play.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot of them, but they're coming. They're out. They're playing. I mean, none of these teams really impressed me. Well, I will say Rutgers, I'm a little shocked to see there. They have not been impressing me this season whatsoever. UConn, I mean, it's UConn. They'll make the tournament because that's what UConn likes to do. No real opinion on Illinois. I mean, I've watched some of their games, and it's just been uninspiring basketball. Indiana, Sweet 16 maybe. Your thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, you got Purdue at the number 1 overall seed coming into this week, and then you don't have another single Big Ten team until these 5 seed lines, where apparently Lenardi's got 3 of them in there, which I think is going to be what happens. We're going to have 8 or 9 Big Ten teams in the tournament. Purdue's going to get a 1 or at worst a 2 seed, And then everybody else is going to be between like 5 and 11 or 12 with the seeding. So the Big Ten's going to get a lot of teams in. They're going to be shit. It's going to be the same thing as the last 2 or 3 years, AJ. The Big Ten is going to get outed for not being good. And people are going to be surprised again for the 3rd or 4th year in a row. And I don't understand it. It's like this conference isn't that good. They just, I don't know.
No, absolutely, Noah. Let's go ahead and talk about them sixes here. Why is it? What's my computer doing?
But yeah, I mean, on the 5 line there, though, I think Illinois is not that good. UConn's like okay, but they had some fire earlier in the season, but they're not that good if we're being completely honest. I like Rutgers and Indiana though. I mean, yeah, Rutgers, the ugly stepchild of the Big Ten, they're performing well, and people have to actually fucking acknowledge it now. And Indiana, I don't think they're going to make a deep tournament run, but Trace Jackson Davis is just so fucking good that they've always got a chance with TJD in there.
Always got that chance, Noah. We'll see what they do. Why not? It's that time of the year where I feel like I'm going to be saying, "Oh yeah, of course. Why didn't that happen? Why didn't I see that happening? Why didn't I take that?" But that's March, baby. That's March. Let's move on to them sixes, Noah. Sixes, we got Duke, St. Mary's, Providence, and Miami. Miami is in there. Okay. St. Mary's at 6. We've already talked about the disrespect there with St. Mary's being so low on the totem pole.
Should be a 3.
Duke sitting at 6. I mean, I just hate Duke.
Overrated.
So in general, I don't like seeing them do well, and I would agree with you in that. Didn't they just lose to UNC too this weekend?
No, they beat them.
They
beat them. But like, also, why the fuck did we have College Game Day at a matchup of 2 unranked teams?
Yeah, come on.
I get it's the biggest rivalry in college basketball, but like, both of them are unranked. This is only the 5th time ever that they've met where both teams have been unranked. And so why is College Game Day covering a matchup of 2 unranked teams? Like, come on.
Because Noah, those old whites, they thought Coach K was still there. They forgot. They were like, "Oh, it's Coach K. We got to get Coach K on game day." And then they're like, "Oh, wait. Who's this guy?"
Yeah, either way, shocks me that Duke is at a 6 seed right now in Lenardi's bracketology. They seem like they're right on par right now for like an 8-9. They should have to play one of those 8-9 games. And then you get a great matchup because they love crafting the bracket. So you get those great matchups, right? You got Duke against a 1 seed in the second round. Let's go for it.
Go.
See what they can do. Prove their worth.
Hey, especially those blue bloods that really get in sometimes just because of their name. I mean, Duke's had very few and far between of those seasons, but
hey, Kentucky made a national championship. They were, runner up as an 8 seed. 1 year when they did that with 5 freshmen starting. Throw the blue blood and in the 8-9 line and see what they do.
All right. I'm fine with that, Noah. I'm all for
trial by fire. Trial by fire. I love it. Let's see it. Let's do it more. Throw these underperforming blue bloods in the 8-9 line and see what they can fucking do.
This is why we don't get those jobs, Noah. They don't want those ideas because that's too good. It makes too much sense.
Trial by fire.
Providence.
Put them through the gauntlet. They want to win a national championship. They're going to have to win anyway. So, stop fucking sucking them off and putting them at a 5 or a 6 seed when they deserve to be an 8-9.
I'm with you. Fuck Duke. Providence, Miami sitting there at 6. You got any problems with that?
No, I love it for Providence. I think Miami should be higher. I think not a lot of people are paying enough attention to Miami, team that literally went to the Elite 8 last year.
Yeah, I feel like, and this is kind of a theory I've been working on.
Not Elite 8,
the Sweet 16,
because we had that 10-11 matchup between Miami, Iowa State, but I got Miami win that or Iowa State. Miami won that. Yeah, no. So Miami went to the Elite Eight and lost to Kansas. But Isaiah Wong is a fucking stud. He is a fucking stud. I think he's one of the top 10 players in college basketball on Miami. He was great last year. He's even better this year. I think we're sleeping a little bit too much on Miami, just because the ACC kind of sucks this year. But Miami's a solid team. Isaiah Wong's a stud. He's got tournament experience. I think Miami goes on a decent run in the tournament here. They should be better than a 6 seed. I'd put them at the 4 or 5, somewhere in there. But that's just me.
Miami took the L to Kansas in the Elite Eight for
Yeah.
Kansas to reach the
Yep.
Final Four. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep. But they were a good team last year. They're a
Great
good team
last
this year.
Good team.
And they have plenty of tournament experience, which I like to see when I'm picking my bracket. So I'd put them at the 4 or 5 line. They may work their way up there, but I think 6 is a little disrespectful to Miami right now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Let's get Miami up there. Them and St. Mary's. Let's put some respect on names. Let's move on to the 7th place. Noah, we got Missouri, Creighton, Iowa, and San Diego State University. I would like to shout out San Diego State. They have been the school that I have been watching late nights on like Mondays and Wednesdays when I can't fall asleep, and I need to place a bet. So shout out to them for taking my money and giving me some. I do want to shout them out because I can't watch Hawaii basketball. No, I cannot physically watch them play basketball. But I mean, this is I like this. Sorry,
at their 11:59 tip off. No. Although I suppose for you, what at like 10:59 or 9:59, whatever it is.
9:59 if I get lucky. But
the only team that doesn't tip off at an even hour or half hour, Hawaii. It's always 59 minutes.
I'll never forget, Noah. I went to Vegas one year and we got there late on like a Friday night, and the first thing I did was went to a kiosk because I like to get early game Saturday. And then sure enough, I see tipping off in 10 minutes at 10:59 p.m. Hawaii versus like Denver or something. And so slammed Hawaii, lost that first bet, and it was downhill from there that trip. But anyway, I kind of like where these I kind of like these 7 seeds here, Noah. Missouri's been playing adequate basketball. Creighton has been quiet, but still getting the job done when they need to get it done. Iowa's been fun to watch. I hate to say that, but San Diego State, again, I talked about them. You got any issues here with the top 7? Because I'm a fan.
No, I kind of like all these teams on the 7 line.
Yeah.
Where they are. And I do want to say 3 out of the 4 teams on the 7 line, watch out for. They could be sneaky. Could be some sneaky teams when you're picking your bracket. The only one that I don't like as a sneaky pick is probably Missouri, but Creighton could cause some havoc in the bracket. San Diego State could cause some havoc in your bracket, and Iowa could as well. Especially Iowa, who's like a very guns blazing hit or miss team. They don't play defense and they rely on just scoring more points than you. So like Iowa's one of those tough ones where like they could literally lose to anybody in the tournament field, but they could also probably beat almost any team. It just depends on like how well they're shooting the ball any given night. San Diego State, a good team. They could go. They could win a couple games in the tournament. Wouldn't be surprised if they do. And then Creighton, same thing. Like, like Creighton's no joke.
I think if as long as everything stays like kind of relatively similar, if Creighton doesn't go to one of those lower seeds, if Creighton goes to a lower seed, I think that they will be like the Seton Hall or not the Seton Hall. Who the fuck was it? St. Peter's of last year. I think they can make a good run. Got a solid squad around it. What was that look for?
Well, St. Peter's was a 15 seed. Creighton's
no, I know. I was fucking never mind. I like Creighton. I like Creighton. That's all I want to say. All right, I like the Blue Jays. Thank you. Moving on to them 8 seeds, Noah. Here we've got NC State coming to play Michigan State, Maryland, and Auburn. The War Eagles, right? But they're the Tigers.
Tigers.
But go War Eagle. Anyway, how you feeling about this top 8, Noah? This 8 line.
This is always the toughest picks of the entire tournament are picking your 8, 9 seeds because there are always teams that finish like 5th or 6th or 7th in their conference and like power conferences. Which always makes it interesting, right? Because you got your 10s, 11s, whatever, like those matchups. You got some mid majors who sometimes they're clear as day, sometimes they're not. But these 8, 9s are always the toughest fucking picks. They're teams that just won enough to get into the tournament. It doesn't matter because they're going to get their asses clapped by the number 1 seeds in the first round, like next round, anyways. Other than like, 1 out of 10. Oh boy, NC State's one team that's on my radar because they got some explosive players there. I like them. I think they're going to be fun to watch. Michigan State, I don't know, whatever. They kind of suck. The Big Ten sucks.
Suck. They suck a lot.
Bet all your chips against the Big Ten. That's all I'm saying. And then Maryland is another 8. Whatever. Auburn, they suck. Auburn really sucks.
Is so bad.
I will be surprised if they even stay on the 8-9 line. I think they fall to an 11 or 12, somehow still make the tournament because they won enough games. But like it's like a dumb luck type of thing. Yeah. Auburn is not a good team. Mark my words on that one. Yeah, you want to go straight into the 9s, AJ, because they're basically the same fucking thing?
Yeah, no, let's go straight into the 9s. Same shit, just different in line. Pittsburgh, Boise State, North Carolina, and Clemson. I would be shocked if North Carolina stays there at 9.
I don't know. I think last year with North Carolina, total flash in the pan moment. They've proven through this season they're not that good. Preseason number 1 reminds me a lot of UCLA last year.
Yeah,
UCLA preseason number 1 last year. What they end up getting, like a 4 or a 5 seed, so not quite as bad, but they didn't fucking go anywhere because they were in that same bracket. North Carolina beat Baylor and then beat UCLA the very next game. Yeah, it just flash in the pan. That's what North Carolina was. They're not going anywhere. They're not doing anything this year. They might win a game or two, but who cares? Clemson, I think they're a decent team, but they're probably going to get stuck on that 8-9 line. I think it's fair, and they're going to do it, and they're going to lose to a number 1 seed in the second round or lose in the first round. I don't know. Same thing with Pitt. Don't really care. Boise State, probably the same thing. Actually, I don't even think Boise State wins a game in the tournament. So
wow, I agree with you there. They have not been impressive this season whatsoever. At no points have I turned on a Boise game and been like, "Oh hell yeah!"
So basically that's where I'm sitting with those 8-9s. They don't. I mean, moral of the story, they don't matter.
No, don't matter whatsoever. Thanks for coming to the party, though. Let's move on to them 10s, Noah. 10s, we got USC, New Mexico, Northwestern, and Florida Atlantic. My boys down there at the Atlantic getting shit done. You see a lot of movement coming out of here, Noah? You see this kind of staying the same? You see some of these teams dropping out?
I mean, I'll start with FAU. That's a fragile situation. They're sitting at 10 right now. They're ranked like 19th in the country. Undefeated in conference play, like having a really, really good season. Problem is they play in a shitty conference. If they lose one game,
Uno.
And especially if they lose 2, they're like back to like a 13, 14 seed rather than a 10. So interesting one to keep an eye on there. I think they're fine at a 10 right now, but like they win all their games. I think they earn their way up to like a 7, 8, 9, something like that. They lose one single game, they're, down.
Yeah.
Northwestern, I think, is underappreciated. I think they got a good squad this year. hate the Big Ten. Like I said, pick against the Big Ten when you're filling out your bracket because it'll probably benefit you in the long run. But Northwestern might be one team in the Big Ten to like maybe pull an upset or two on in your bracket. New Mexico, great environment, great team. Love watching them play, but I don't see them doing much tournament time.
No.
Then USC, hey, fucking watch out for them. They might win a game or two.
They might win a game.
I'm glad that they've played their way into like tournament position though, because like as you and I know, AJ, the Pac-12 is shit on way too much, and so 3 teams. I hope we get more than 3 teams in, but 2 would be embarrassing. I mean, 3 is also embarrassing, but let's at least get something going.
Hey, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Pac-12. No, 2 more left, and then we're gonna head out because the rest are auto bids, right?
Yeah, outside of the 12 seeds, those are all just automatic qualifiers. Winning their conference, that's the only way you get in.
Perfect. So let's roll through 11. You got Memphis, Arkansas, Kentucky / West Virginia, and Nevada and Oklahoma State. Well, I like Oklahoma State a lot more than I like Nevada. Kentucky can go fuck themselves. Give me West Virginia. This Memphis squad has surprised me. I've taken a couple games on them. I've been watching them play, and they've been pleasantly surprising. A couple of games that I've liked the lines on. Arkansas, Woo Pig Suey. I feel like they always have a half decent squad. I feel like any given year, even at their lowest point, like Arkansas usually has a solid program, and they continue.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas was supposed to be like a top 10 or 15 team in the country this year, now sitting at an 11 seed. They've had their struggles. I do believe in the must bust, though. I do think Arkansas pulls it together, finds a way to like maybe upset and like make it to the second weekend, but I think that's probably the cap for this team. I don't trust Memphis at all. I don't think they should be on the even in the tournament field. Personally, watch out for fucking Kentucky though. Watch out for Kentucky. They're like Baylor. They went through some struggles. Kentucky went through more struggles, but both of them went through some struggles and they've figured it the fuck out. I think Kentucky's actually going to be okay.
All right. If you think
Oklahoma State, Oklahoma State's sitting on there tentatively. It's whoever's going to be like that 8th or 9th team out of the Big 12, whether it's Oklahoma State or Oklahoma. Who knows? I don't know. They're going to be battling back and forth for that. Nevada's a decent team, but they drop a couple games. They don't make the tournament. West Virginia, same type of thing. Big 12. Like you got West Virginia, Oklahoma State right there. Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, we'll definitely see. Moving on to those 12 seeds, Noah, you got VCU, Liberty, Kent State, and Oral Roberts. Shout out Oral Roberts. Y'all are the best. I'm fine with that. Kent State's been playing okay. Oral Roberts been playing fine. Liberty's been there. VCU's been acceptable. I got no problems right now here at the 12 line.
Yeah, I mean, I've been all over Kent State all season.
Yeah, you have loved Kent State.
I've been big on them. I think they have no problem winning the MAC, getting in. I would argue, even if they don't win the tournament for the MAC, that Kent State should still be in the field. They are good enough.
I like it.
You look at Liberty and VCU, both of those teams playing in shit conferences that they need to win the conference to get in. So I'm not going to hold my breath on either the two of them. That's all up in the air.
Yeah.
But Oral Roberts, man, they're having a hell of a season. They should be higher than a 12 in my opinion. Max Abmas, who we saw 2 years ago when they beat Ohio State in the second round of the tournament, still there Kevin O'Banner, the other big part of that team. He's playing on Texas Tech, who's in last place in the Big 12. But Max Abmas, fucking amazing. The third year in a row, he's averaging over 22 points, like 3 steals or assists or something like that. I saw some stat. I don't know. Oral Roberts is legit. They got a 15 seed 2 years ago. They're sitting on the 12 line right now. They probably sweep the entire conference play and go in, and they should get like a 10, 11, maybe an 8-9. I mean, that kind of sucks for them if they get stuck on the 8-9 line, because then they're playing some like 5th place, 6th place Power 5 team. But put them up to the test. I think they deserve it. Like, Oral Roberts is a great program, great team. Like, let's see what they can do.
Hey, no, they look great. Let's get them some competition in the tournament. Let's see how the boys roll it out. But Noah, that's the top 12 for us. That's the 12 seeds for us so far. Got anything else to say right now or about college basketball or anything else?
Bear down, go Cats.
Bear down, go Cats. Beat the shit out of ASU. With that being said, thanks for listening and watching. If you want to join the 229 other Degens now, Noah, that's right, 229 Degen strong. Subscribe to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Join us. And this journey we're going. Thank you for helping us to continue to grow. For all of you out there that already subscribed, and hey, follow us on the socials. Hit that link tree down below. We do like to get on Twitter and the Instagram every once in a while. And hey, we will be live at Waste Management this Friday, so come say hi to us if you're there. And also if you want to see what we do there, we might be going live for a little bit, so we'll figure that out. Or a video will be coming out next week of our shenanigans, I think we will politely call it. It is still golf, Noah, but
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. With that being said, I'm the Perfect One AJ. That's the Money Train, Noah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.
Yep.